Hey everybody, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Geoff Fagien, and today we are doing a battle of the cameras at 120 frames per second. We're looking at the RED Komodo, the Pocket 4K, and the Pocket 6K, shooting at 2K in the RED Komodo, 2.6K in the Pocket 4K, and 2.8K in the Pocket 6K. What's interesting is the effective sensor size in all these resolutions is different between all of the cameras. In a higher resolution, it doesn't necessarily mean a higher sensor area, and that actually will affect the noise in the background of the image that happens to do with grain ISO. So we're going to look at the three different cameras, and I'm going to do a blind test, show you the three cameras, and we'll come back, talk about which one was which, look at a few more shots and more after this. So I'm interested to know which camera you thought was which. Let me know in the comments, but now I'll reveal to you which camera actually was each camera. So the first was the Pocket 6K, which is actually at 2.8K resolution. It has approximately a 3.4 crop of full frame when shooting in that resolution and using 120 frames per second. The next camera was the RED Komodo, which actually has the steepest crop, which is around a 4 times crop of full frame, and it's shooting at 2K, so it is the lowest resolution and the highest crop. The third camera is the Pocket 4K, which actually has the least amount of crop and still a high resolution at around 2.9 times crop of full frame. Now, if you look at the footage, interestingly enough, the Pocket 4K probably has the least amount of noise in its 2.6K 120 frames per second footage. Now, looking at all the crops, it makes the most sense because you are getting the biggest sensor area on the Pocket 4K shooting in that crop mode out of all three cameras. What I find interesting though is you would think with the Pocket 6K, the higher resolution would make its noise a little bit less apparent than the RED Komodo, which is shooting at the highest crop, but actually I find the noise on the RED Komodo to be slightly better than the Pocket 6K and at a much lower resolution at 2K versus 2.8K. Where you do see a difference with giving more points to the Pocket 6K is the fact that the images on the Pocket 6K do look a little bit sharper than the 2K images on the RED Komodo, probably because you're looking at 2.8K versus 2K. So it makes a little bit more sense there that the images are sharper, but it's also interesting to see that the noise from the ISO just isn't as apparent, now a little bit less apparent, not much, than the Pocket 6K on the RED Komodo. The last test I did was actually just with the Pocket 4K and the RED Komodo, and I decided to use the VILTROX focal reducer made for the Komodo and the VILTROX focal reducer made for the Pocket 4K, just so we can see if that makes a difference on image quality. Now, as you can expect, with focal reducers, they can decrease the image quality a little bit. And so as you see in the Pocket 4K footage, we actually have a little bit of flaring occurring inside the adapter, which is kind of affecting the background a little bit. So it is interesting to see that the footage doesn't necessarily seem that much less sharp per se, but the focal reducers do seem to somewhat interfere with the image quality. But I just wanted to put that in there because I had the focal reducer for both cameras. Now, I've said this in my RED Komodo review, and I'm not shy to say it now. The RED Komodo is a great 6K 24p camera. Of course, it can shoot 6K 40, but when it comes to the slow motion rates, that is not the RED Komodo's strong suit. And so if you're looking for a slow motion camera, the RED Komodo may not be for you. But if you're looking to shoot narrative work or anything that just needs regular motion video, the Komodo has amazing image quality in its 6K mode. And I personally think it is better than the Pocket 4K or 6K. But the price is really the determining factor in this. And there are a lot of situations situations where a Pocket 4K or a Pocket 6K may actually make more sense than getting a RED Komodo or using a RED Komodo. So I just wanted to do this test, see how everything looked. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you got knowledge out of today's video, please make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell to keep up to date with the latest videos on the channel. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching, everybody. My name is Geoff Fagien, and I will see you in the next video.